I was in high school with this white guy. Obviously, I can't call his name. He was in second form. He wasn't particularly bright. He was close to the bottom of the class. And his parents took him out of school. And he got a job in a big company downtown. And before I knew what was happening, he was driving motor car, wearing white shirt and tie. And the fellow could hardly count. And that was the extent to which employment practices were skewed and driven by race and color.
The Negroes felt that they had done much better in school, and there were white boys who had good positions in firms, okay, and had better jobs than them. Okay. Well, that's a part of life. Okay. It's not only what you know, it's who you know. Okay. And no doubt that I myself was not a very good scholar. I liked everything about school except the books. And I joined Barclays Bank because I had my mother had a friend who knew the bank manager, Mr. George, very well, and he contacted him and rang him, and I got a job.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. It's not what you know, but the who you know. And that's why your dumb ass is where you at right now. So this is, using these people because they got to be, from Europe, right? Or in Europe. It's no different than in the United States. Nepotism, race, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's why you hear all these complaints about people mad at China and they don't know what tariffs are, they don't know how this shit work, and people are figuring out, oh, if we just do this magical thing, we'll turn it all around. No, you won't. Because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And what is the problem with that? If you know somebody and they put you in a good position, this is what America and Europe is filled with, is for decades. People using race and nepotism and race as nepotism to put somebody in a position that didn't know shit. Because it's not what you know, it's who you know. So now you got, all of these rooms full of people who knew each other, but they don't know shit. So this is why you're seeing all the issues you're having with all of these companies and industries and entities who don't know how to fix the problems that they've created. And it's like, it's real simple. What y'all did was you basically got a bunch of smart people, and you got a bunch of hardworking people, and you got a bunch of efficient people. And because of their race or because they weren't part of the family or friend group, you had them doing all the heavy lifting and all the work. And because you knew somebody and you played the good old boys game, y'all kept bringing in people and you overpaid those people who do nothing, and you underpaid and disrespected the people who did all of the work, who made all the innovations. And now it's a bunch of CEOs and presidents and vice presidents who you can call like venture capitalists, who, when you look at them and you're trying to figure out how are they running the country, and but more importantly, the companies, you're like, how are these people making profits? They don't fucking know what they're doing. The machine has been going so long, they just got in a position. They don't know what the fuck they doing. And that's why they running into all these bumps in the road. We're trying to profit, and we're trying to profit for the shareholders and the stockholders. And guess what? And what are we doing? We're firing everybody to give the shareholders more money. And then what happens? We got profits forever, but you don't have no fucking people working. And all these businesses are trying to cut the people working and keep the people who are not working over, overemployed. You got management making all the money. You got, you know, people who aren't even invested in the company just making a shitload of money, walking around telling people what to do, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know how to do none of the shit. So when this all goes left, you got a bunch of people who don't know nothing. And then let's fast forward, not fast forward, but let's look at current times. We can't hire Gen Z because they're lazy and they just, they don't want to do anything. They don't really want to work. Yeah, they remind you of all the people in management, middle management and up. They showed up like you motherfuckers. I don't want to do this and I'm not going to do this. And can't you get somebody else to do it? And I just pay me. This is, going back to the whole, we don't like China thing. It's like, why not? This is America's business class. Hey man, we got all these American companies, whether it be food, whether it be pharmacy, whether it be fashion, whether it be technology. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take all our stuff over there and pay Chinese people pennies on the dollars that we would pay Americans. And now we got so many. Now we don't have nothing that we really make in America anymore. And now we're gonna tell these people, hey, uh, give me my stuff back that I gave you because I didn't want to do my own work. Give me my stuff back. And they're like, who gonna do it over there? Well, we don't want to. Oh, you can give it back to Americans. Well, we don't want to pay Americans, but we need. We don't know what we want to do exactly. It's not what you know, it's who you know, and you know a bunch of stupid people now. We're looking for the brightest minds. No, you're not. You're looking for the whitest minds. And then even with and this is how you had the whole situation where you had the school scandals where these people were, you know, paying people and scamming and bribing people to get their kids into these prestigious schools. And you're like, how did all these dumbass people go to these prestigious schools? And you're trying to figure it out. Oh, okay. Somebody in their family got money. And, you know, and somehow, we got the legacy admissions, you know, and you would think people would figure this out by now because even with all of these, quote Ivy League schools and these top tier schools, these top tier educations, it's funny how you got all these quote unquote top tier schools, but you don't have that many top tier people coming from them. Damn shame, ain't it? We've got all of these, if you go to this school, you can write your own ticket. And it's like, it's a shitload of people that went to that school that can't write their own ticket. They just got a gang of debt. So what we talking about? Because guess what? Even with them, the legacy people got better jobs than the people who were busting their ass and actually learning, because it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And that's why you look at our government, our Congress, a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. You look in the business world, a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. But they go, we're making money. Oh, okay. Not for long, bitch. Not for long, bitch. We know what we're going to do. We're going to raise the price on everything. Okay. You're going to raise the price on everything and fire all the people that do all the work. And where you going to get the money from to profit again? We're going to, right, because your dumb ass didn't think that far. You was at the golf course drinking fucking whiskey, bourbon, and rum, walking around, going triple bogey on a par four, smoking cigars, talking business, but you don't have no fucking business IQ. Stupid motherfuckers. Same thing. Remember when they made the movie, The Big Short, based on the housing market crashing and whatnot. It was a bunch of supposedly smart people who didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, Enron, AIG, Lehman Brothers, a bunch of smart people. They're greedy. No, they're stupid. They're fucking stupid. But because it's not what you know, it's who you know. People don't want to say, "Hey, man, these people know each other, but they don't know a damn thing." And to drive that point home, that's the reason why the United States does not have a plan to fix the debt. Because none of these so-called smart people, even in Washington, they don't know shit. They're fucking idiots. It's good debt and there's bad debt. Okay. 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 And what happens when the good debt, is bad debt because it was never good debt in the first place? I don't know. Where are all the people that were smart? Oh, you didn't. They're not there because they didn't get hired, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's how Eric Snowden went from a janitor to stealing, U.S. secrets and flying out of the country because, he looks like, he's part of the good old boys club. You stupid motherfuckers. But hey, we're not supposed to, and let me make the racial part of it, because people go, an affirmative action and DEI. And it's like, let me tell you something. If you really want the truth about it, is it black people, us as black people, right? Just as black people, just in general, when black people get involved, shit goes downhill. Interesting. Black people was barred from the military because we weren't smart enough. We got in the military and made it better. Black people were barred from, really medicine. And somehow we got involved in medicine and it got better. Yeah, because we like to do. Black people were involved in innovation. We were locked out of innovation, and somehow we got into innovation and we made innovation better. I'm just saying, because all y'all gonna do is the sports reference. We were barred from farming. Somehow got into farming, made that shit better. But you know what? Hey, part of slavery was building and construction. Well, people don't know. Sure we don't. Sure we don't. So seems like the good old boys type system and the nepotism is actually what killed America. But hey, all y'all gonna do is make a dumb trope and not look at the facts. But it is what it is. But tell me if I'm right, which I know I'm right. But hey, make up some shit to make me wrong so you can feel better about yourself. But like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, I gave you everything I had.